Hey, this is Jason Creel and you're watching the Lawn Care Life YouTube channel. I want to show you a centipede lawn and show you some of the common weeds that you're going to find in a centipede lawn. And these are weeds that you're going to see in other types of grasses too, but today we're looking at a centipede lawn. So it's time to learn some new weeds. Stay tuned. All right, centipede grass. We are going to be battling some shadows here, but I'm going to show you some of the weeds that you're going to find. And I'm going to start with what, as I have been told, is the most successful weed in centipede, and that is this little guy right here. Now, a lot of times people confuse this one with spurge. This is actually Lespedeza. Looks very similar, has a woodiness to it, and for whatever reason is supposedly the #1 weed in centipede grass. So I use a product called Change Up on Lespedeza, and it really knocks it out. So I want to show you a new one I don't think I've shown on any of the other videos. Let me find you a better patch of it here. All right, you see this little this leaf right here. A lot of times people think, anyway, that with all the leaves on it. I'm going to show you another patch. We got over here. Here's a bunch of it. Okay, so what is this? This is called chamber bitter. Again, one of the things about centipede grass is you're somewhat limited on some of the herbicides you can use for weed control. And so, you know, Celsius is one that you can use on centipede. And Change Up is one that I use a lot on centipede. Change Up works great on Lespedeza, which was the other weed I showed you. This being chamber bitter. You know, so like a baby mimosa tree, but that's chamber bitter. All right, let me show you something else. One of the things about both Lespedeza and chamber bitter, they both can grow quite thick and just begin to choke out the grass. So, I mean, especially Lespedeza, but you can see here, this is a lot of chamber bitter in here, and it's just all throughout the grass. And it doesn't, you know, when you get a lot of weed cover, it just doesn't, you know, your lawn, your actual centipede grass or whatever kind of grass you have is competing with those weeds, and sometimes the weeds win out. So it's imperative to get rid of the weeds to give the grass room to grow. And obviously that's why some people, they want to have, they say, well, I don't need thick grass, I just don't want any weeds, you know, I don't need any fertilizer. Well, you know, it's important to fertilize the grass, then having that thick, healthy turf is going to choke out the weeds. In the same way, a thick, healthy turf full of weeds, you know, maybe if that's a phrase, but a lot of weeds is going to choke out the grass. So we want to try to get rid of the weeds and then get the grass as thick as possible to help prevent the weeds from coming back. Let me show you some more weeds. All right. Again, another weed that you'll see sometimes in your centipede lawn is the Bahia Grass. You see how it's got this Y stalk on it. When it puts out that stalk, it becomes really easy to identify. You know, Bahia, what I don't like about it from a mowing standpoint, I mean, those stalks come back just days after cutting the grass, and anyway, it's really not that difficult to prevent or to get out of the lawn, or at least to subdue it. We use a product called Msm Turf at a low rate. Will keep it from growing, at least knock it back where it won't be putting up stalks in your lawn. And this is, again, we've shown you the difference here of, we were talking about Lespedeza earlier, which also looks similar to spurge. So you got spurge over here, you know, and then Lespedeza over here. Slight difference in the color of the leaf. You know, the Lespedeza has a little bit woodier stem to it, but both grow low to the ground and spread pretty easily. All right, we got Dallas grass. You know, the problem when you have Dallas grass in a centipede lawn, there's really not much to do about it, in my opinion. I mean, you can dig it up, but from a herbicide standpoint, there's really, I'm not aware of any options to get Dallas grass out of a centipede lawn. I'll show you one more of this, the yellow wood sorrel. It looks like a little tiny clover. It'll have a little yellow flower on it. It can be a tough one to get rid of. Again, the change up works pretty well on it. But you'll see the little tiny clover looking plant with a yellow flower, and sometimes you'll see them and it's have a purple. Let's see if I thought I saw one here. Well, you see this one's got more of a purplish tint to it, but still that little clover looking plant. I think it's, you know, still it's called oxalis. We call it yellow wood sorrel, and then there's this one that has a purplish tint to it. But anyway, change up again is kind of a go-to product for me on centipede lawns. And I want to show you one more thing. You know what's funny is, like, you got a centipede yard loaded with weeds. You got one little patch of zoysia over here. And you see the zoysia just chokes out weeds. This has had virtually no herbicide applied to it, and it just has very little weeds. I guess it just grows so thick, chokes the weeds out. It just seems in our area to be the best option as far as keeping weeds out is the zoysia grass. In the comments section below, you can tell me about your grass. If you have certain weeds you have questions about, you've got centipede and you want to know, you know, weed, maybe you want to post a picture, whatever, and ask questions. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We can continue to try to provide helpful content for both homeowners and obviously for those in the lawn care business to help you grow a better lawn care business. Thanks a lot.